Hello, you lovely beasts. I was really mean in my last Windows 24 H2 video. I said that it was worse than Windows 8. Do I stand by that? Have things changed? What we're going to do right now is look at the latest version of Windows 24 H2, and I'm going to talk about the things that have changed. We'll see if it's better. We'll test a lot of things. I haven't gone through everything, so we're going to do it live right here. I'm going to try to install some of the hacks or whatever that I use to make my copy of Windows function the way I like it to function, and the way I think many of you like it to function as well, like locking down the start menu and changing different things, installing ExplorerPatcher. So we'll explore all that together, but we'll also talk about some of the different changes. We're also going to talk about some of the positive changes, and I'll talk about some of the other changes that, have been made to the Windows 24 H2 operating system update that's coming very, very soon. But first, let's make sure that your copy of Windows is fully activated. Whokeys is where I go to get all my Windows keys because I like to grab the OEM keys. What's the difference in an OEM key and a full retail key? Well, other than hundreds of dollars, there's not much difference. An OEM key is generally locked to the hardware that you're installing it on. I've been able to move them, but sometimes it's like if you change out your motherboard, it's going to be like, hey, your key is no longer valid. Then the other thing is you don't get access to Microsoft's tech support. I've never used that myself. I just go onto forums and stuff, and I think a lot of you do that as well. You'd have to buy this many, many times to equal the price of one retail key. So yeah, you can see these prices, but we've got a 25% off deal. Coupon code is TS25. You can get Windows 11 Pro, but Windows 10 Pro right now will also unlock Windows 11 Pro. If you need Home for some reason, we've got Windows 10 Home and Windows 11 Home. And on top of all that, if you need a copy of Office that's installed and not like in the cloud, this is a offline version of Office right here. We've got 2019 and 2016. So let's go ahead and grab a copy. I'll show you the price of Windows 11 here. After you log in, you can just click on Buy Now or add it to your cart. Once you get over here, TS25. Hit apply and watch that price come down. There we go. That's nice. Now you should have to submit your order, and I'll show you how to unlock. Once you're finished, all you have to do is click on your user account up here, go to your user center, click on My Purchase Orders, just View Keys and Codes. Then you can just copy and paste your key, hit Start, type Activate, click on Activation Settings, paste it in there, click on Next, and you will be activated. Do not go out and buy a retail key. This is the kind of key you need to get because this is the price that all the OEMs are paying for. And also, I don't like how Microsoft prices their operating system differently depending on where you live in the world. I feel like we should all just pay the same price, and getting an OEM key is one of the best ways to make sure that you're paying a price that I feel like is fair all the way across the board. So head on over to Whokeys.com and get your copy of Windows activated. All right, let's hop right in, and the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a brand new installation of the newest version right here, and I'm going to see if we can do an offline installation. So I do not have this plugged in. It's running on VNC, but we're going to go through and just see if it lets us, install this without being plugged up to the internet. So it's like, nope, install driver, whoa, Ethernet not connected. Really? So it is forcing me to connect to the internet. Well, that's new. All right, let's see if this works. Shift F10. Now, once we're here, we have to click on the window. Right here, we're going to type OOBE / bypass NRO. All right, it's going to reboot. And once it does, we'll see if we can bypass the online installation. All right, here we are again. Let's try going through it this time and just see if we have an option to not connect to the internet. Look at there. Magic. I don't have internet is right there. Now I want to note something before we move on. If you had already connected yourself to the Wi-Fi, well, every time you restart, it's going to connect to that Wi-Fi again. You're going to have to either physically remove the Wi-Fi, physically unplug it, turn off your wireless device. That's the easiest thing to do. But if not, you can always come back in here and press Shift F10 again. Click here and type Control, and then you can come in here and physically click on Network and Internet. Click over here where it says Change Adapter Settings, and then you would have to right-click and either disable or just turn off. I've got mine unplugged right now. I see Ethernet unplugged. But yeah, if you have Wi-Fi, you have to disable it. So just know that that's something that you can do just by pressing Shift F10 and typing Control. But now we can say, I don't have internet, and see if we can sign up without, internet. Look at there. All right, we can connect it to the internet again. There we go. That should plug it in. And sure enough, now we've got all this nonsense here. All right, so here's the new Windows desktop. Right up here, we've got a wallpaper, yes. Learn about this picture. You can click on this thing to learn about, oh, Jesus. Confirm 90 times, thank you very much. And it tells you about the different pictures. And I'm not sure how to change, there we go. We got 4 to choose from right here. So now instead of having a Windows background, you're just gonna have this, and you got 4 things to choose from. You can change it if you want to as well. Get rid of this nonsense. Get out of here. And just I'll put it over here. Get it out of my way. Copilot's still down here, so I think I might be on the wrong version, but let's see. All right, we're on 24H2. This is the build. I don't think I'm on the bleeding edge newest version, because the bleeding edge version has your phone connection over here. Now you have all kinds of new options to connect with your phone, and you can also browse through your phone's files without even plugging it in. So you have wireless browsing of your phone's files. That's some kind of cool new stuff. This is now just an app. So right now it's still down here on the bar, but it's just an app. It's not like built in anymore. This is, get out of here. I don't care about it, but yeah, I'm pinned from, it's just gonna be an app. It's a web app. So yeah, there's fewer garbage things up here. Heard that yep, look at that. Now we have AI slop right here. Image creator right inside Paint. What dark times are these? Passing ruffians can slop AI all over the place at will. So you have to sign into your Microsoft account, and I won't do it. Nope. Let's just get dark theme going before my eyes bleed out of my head.
I'll take it. That'll do just fine. That's a vibrant looking thing right there, I'd say.
All right, so let's see here. We have a few more updates. These things, okay, this version is not, I guess, the most recent. Favorites and recent and all that stuff are going to be tabs pretty soon. So I'll just tell you what I know is changing. Gallery, it says. So yeah, now we have Home Gallery is a new thing. Add phone photos. Add a folder. So now you can sync up your phone folders here if you want to. I'm going to keep doing that manually myself. Thank you very much, Microsoft. Let's put some stuff over here. Whack, whack. You must always say it that way. Whack, whack. All right, I'm in an oblivion mood. So let's go ahead and change our wallpaper. All right. One of my biggest complaints was dragging things to the breadcrumb up here. Didn't work. So let's go ahead and try to drag something, and look, it works. Oh my God, that's a major quality of life thing. Also, let's see what else we've got right here. In our right, click context menu now, we have compress to, zip file, 7-zip tar, additional options, and we have all this right here. So I guess you're not gonna have to register WinRAR after all. And I thought you would finally do it. So this is kind of cool. I have a gripe though, because I don't like the regular right-click menu. They have added stuff to this, but there's still key things missing. Like I don't have send to here. I mean, this is really handy up here at the top. Cut, copy, all this stuff is handy, but I still need to click more options, and then it shifts to a totally different style, and that's where I get my send to, which I use all the time. And here, I don't have that option anymore. So if I want to, bypass and not use the regular context menu and use just the old context menu because I use a lot of things on here, well, I am going to have to just rely on 7-zip like I always have, which I guess I'm fine with, but this is a kind of a cool feature, but it's not on the old school thing, We just don't have compress to. So it's like, I don't know why we can't have everything on this one, like why can't we have send to and everything else? I don't understand why we can't have that. This is actually getting better, but this is still the way for people who, need it. The new email app is just Outlook. So if you click on start here, you'll see that we have Outlook new, and it's an online application. Stuff's not downloaded, but yeah, this is the new thing. I'm not gonna get it all up and running and install it, but yep, that's the new thing. It's bubbly, it's simple. Maybe it works, I don't know. All right, something that is kind of cool. Let's open up a terminal window right here. Why not? Now, I can't think of anything I want to do off the top of my head. But here I am in the terminal. So a lot of times you'll be doing something and it'll say like, be sure to open up your PowerShell or your command prompt or whatever with administrator privileges. You no longer have to do that because now we have sudo in Windows. Now if you just want to run a command as your administrator, you can do sudo and just run it that way. So that's kind of a cool addition as well, especially for all the Linux people out there. You got sudo right here on Windows. I'll cover a few more of the updates right now, and then we're going to move on and see if I can break it, because that's what I really came here to do, is to break Windows. So now we have something called Energy Saver. You could say always use Energy Saver. And this is kind of like the battery saver thing, but you can use this on a regular desktop. And it'll, run at lower power, lower frequencies, whatever. It'll do whatever it can and give you the power when you need it. So you can try that if you want to be adventurous and see how well it works. I'm going to leave mine off, and device hibernate, never. So right over here, when you bring this up, God, I hate this thing so much. But now we've got our nightlight. We can turn on and off right here. So if you have a monitor that has this, low blue light mode, you don't need it anymore. You can just toggle this. This stuff is slightly improved, I guess. I think there's even more improvements on the version that I don't have. But yeah, very simplistic, but whatever. We're gonna see if we can hack around it. All right, for everyone who wants to know, can you move your taskbar to the side or anywhere else? No. The taskbar is stuck on the bottom. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and change up my taskbar settings just a little bit because I don't need none of that stuff. And then we'll just put it over on the left. I don't like the way it moves around. As you have more and more programs, the start button becomes a moving target. I like when it stays in one spot over on the left. All right, let's try to install a few different things. I'm going to start off with ExplorerPatcher and see if this works, because before on 24H2 it would warn you and be like, do not install, run. So we'll see if we're allowed to install it this time. We'll see. Oh, look at that. It still does this. This app can't run on this device. But watch this. I'm just going to title it something else. There we go. I changed the name of the exe. And look at there. Microsoft, stop that nonsense. Just say, hey, just ask if I'm sure. That's all. So yeah, now we've got ExplorerPatcher. I'm going to click down here. Properties, ExplorerPatcher. There we go. So yeah, File Explorer. I'm going to keep using the Windows 11 one now that we have the update. There we go. Disable the recommended nonsense. Get rid of those rounded corners, yeah. No Windows 10 taskbar. Sad. We'll install our own. All right, File Explorer. I'm going to disable the Windows 11 context menu. And after I restart my File Explorer, let's try it out. Go to my pictures, right click, and it's the regular one. There we go. So that's all I wanted. You can go through this on your own, but it does work. I mean, a lot of the settings are just fine now. Now let's do RetroBar. Get that up and running. In order for RetroBar to work, the best thing to do is to hide your regular taskbar. So taskbar settings, and then I'll do auto hide. Automatically hide, bye.
See you never.
Now, RetroBar just needs to be extracted somewhere. I'm just gonna create a new folder here called goods, and I'll throw RetroBar in there. Let's try doing it the official way by opening up a new thing. Drag and drop. And it worked. Opening up RetroBar. Oh, gotta install some runtimes. I'm gonna grab my dark themes, while I'm here. But you can see we already have a much better bar. Let's just leave it alone. I'll do Windows XP style. Properties. Windows XP Classic. Let's do the Vista XP
Royal Noir.
There we go. Why not? Jeez, look at this. I'm gonna lock it. Perfect. Brilliant. All right, so we have that installed now. And I already feel like this is a much more usable operating system. We just need a new start menu. So I'm going to grab a copy of OpenShell and install that. It'll be my start menu. There we go. Next. Accept. I do not ever want the Classic Explorer. There we go. Unless I would take it if they fixed a few things, but no. Here we go. Click on start and we've got this. Cool. Let's just do, I like the Classic with 2 columns. You can do whatever you want. And the skin, we're going full on Windows XP, I believe. So there we go. Okay. There'll be a little bit of a gap right there. We can fix that if you like. Vertical position offset. Let's see, 20. Let's see what happens. A bit much. Let's do 18 again. Good enough. Okay. Lovely. Programs and apps. It feels pretty usable to me. All right, so I was able to hack Windows into whatever I want. I made it into an operating system that's more usable and better for my brain. Whether that's better for your brain or not, maybe, I don't know. Let's talk about a couple other additions or changes that are interesting with this new version 24H2. So we now have DirectSR directly implemented into the operating system, and that's just some upscaling technology. So that means that right now, whenever anyone's playing a game on Windows, it can just use a DLSS version, XeSS version, or an FSR version directly from the driver. Now, some of the downsides are that I believe XeXS is not going to work on older NVIDIA or older AMD cards now because of the way this is implemented, which is a bit interesting. Also, right now, a lot of times you can just go and put DLL files and stuff into your game folder if you wanted to change different versions of DLSS, or FSR or whatever. You can just change them out. A lot of that's going to be done by the drivers now. So let's say you're playing a game and you want an older version of DLSS for whatever reason, or you're playing something that just runs better with a certain version of DLSS. You're likely going to have to go and change your driver. So you'll have to download an older NVIDIA driver, which is not probably the best way to do things, but it does streamline things when it comes to making new games. They'll always have access to the latest DLSS versions that are with your driver package, and the game, developers will be able to take advantage of that immediately. So out of the box, it supports FSR, I believe it's 2.2, which is FSR 3 is not quite mainstream yet. Hopefully there'll be an update for that as soon as it's the thing, but out of the box 2.2 is what's supported. But anyway, that's a new update, and I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to wait and see how it goes. If there's a way to override it, easily, but with a DLL file and not having to rely on the operating system and the drivers, that would be really cool. But I'm not sure how it's going to work. So we'll kind of wait and see on that one. Another interesting update is we now have native support for Wi-Fi 7 built right into the operating system. And as far as just cleaning up the overall kernel, they're rewriting parts of that in Rust. So that's kind of cool and kind of interesting. So we're actually getting some updates to the kernel itself. Hopefully that'll make things run smoother and better in the future as they continue to start, redoing some things in Rust. And then as far as your different updates go, they're moving to a new system they're calling checkpoint updates. So your updates are going to be smaller and faster. Another really cool addition is something called Studio Effects. It's the Windows Studio Effects, and they say it's going to be on Copilot Plus PCs. I'm not sure what's going to qualify for that, so I'm not sure if that's only the ARM devices or whatever, but it's kind of like what I'm using right now. I'm using an OBSBot Tiny 2. It's secret, I haven't told anybody yet, but this is not an SLR, this is just a little webcam, and I'm using some software to add some contrast, soften the image, make the background look nice and blurred, and Windows is building that into the operating system with Studio Effects. So that's kind of an interesting thing, but they're only doing it on PCs with Copilot Plus, and I feel like these effects and stuff, I don't think we should just even call them AI. They're not exactly AI, but yeah. Another really cool thing that they're doing is they're adding live captions when you're having chats with someone or when you're watching videos. So you can go in and just add captions in the operating system, and it'll take your audio that it's playing or whatever and give you live captions on the screen. For more AI stuff, they're putting voice clarity, which is kind of like NVIDIA Broadcast, just something to clean up your voice when you're using your microphone. So they're adding that in the operating system as well. So you have a better webcam with filters and niceties. I'm not sure if they're going to be beautifying all that kind of stuff, have fake lipstick and all that. I don't know what all it's going to entail, but that's just all stuff that they're going to be adding. So I think I covered all the updates. I did the hacks that I want to do. What do I think? Are we ready for Windows 24H2? You know what? Right now you can kind of turn off and ignore a lot of the AI nonsense. You can get rid of it. It's not really there. I hate the fact that it's part of, I don't really use MS Paint. I hate the fact that it's part of Paint now and requires an online account and all that. You can ignore all that stuff. You can still use an offline account with the method that I showed you at the beginning. So yeah, they've improved a lot of the stuff that I was complaining about. Not all of it. It's still a mess when it comes to the menus and everything. But once I get it locked down like this, and have all my stuff, fix it up the way I like it, it's not bad. And the Explorer's not bad. I might switch this out for something new. There's a couple alternative file explorers that are getting better and better, not quite to the point where I would use them as a daily driver. Yeah, so when I run it like this, it feels like a better operating system. So there's still some, things that really annoy me. Like whenever I want to go to my settings, open up your settings right here, and it's all this nonsense, and a lot of the stuff I need to get to is not there. And when I come to my sound bar down here on the bottom, it's like, how do I get to my legacy? Where's my legacy stuff I don't have enough information here. So yeah, that's annoying. But with this, I can just easily come over and do network connections and go to the old school network connections. So having these things, and I can pin other things here to the side panel, go to the old school control panel if I want to, go to the old school sound devices right here if I wanted to. So having these workarounds, it feels weird that we have to do this. And I'll end with this. If you're from Microsoft, let us mess around with the taskbar. Let us mess around with the desktop environment. That would be amazing. If you just give us a framework, because I know what you're doing. You're trying to make things safe and secure and easy to use, and you're trying to get as much advertising stuff in front of people as possible, and just make sure that they don't break anything and lock them down and give them a bunch of AI stuff to let them do whatever people do with AI stuff, clog up the internet with garbage, so we can just have shit everywhere on the internet, which is great. I love it. I love going to Google and searching for some simple thing, whatever, and just getting flooded with AI. It's wonderful. I love it. So yeah, just thanks for giving people access to that crap. Maybe for the power users, maybe just let us tweak a little bit more. Maybe you let us do things differently. Maybe let us install our own desktop environment. You gave us sudo. We're going down that Linux road. Come on, open up the shell. Let us have it. Let us get our paws on the shell, Microsoft. That would be really cool. So anyway, the updates are good. In my opinion, it's still not the best Microsoft operating system by a long shot. That's still 7. But it's no longer worse than Windows 8 after I do all this stuff. But I can do it now. I can do a lot of the stuff now. It's not fighting me as much as it was before. I'm still going to have to fight with a few things, especially down here on the taskbar. Like this taskbar stuff, God, this has got to go. Like, this is garbage. Yeah, I don't even have access to my Wi-Fi anymore now. That's an update. We'll have to wait for some updates to RetroBar, it seems. But yeah, we don't even have access to our Wi-Fi and our instrument cluster down here. That's frustrating. OneDrive, ooh. So RetroBar maybe give us an update so we can get access to that stupid instrument cluster. Otherwise, I'm going to have to figure out, is there another system tray icon that I can use for network? That would be brilliant. All right, I think I'm losing my voice. I got to have some water. All right, I'm tired of talking. We'll revisit some of this stuff once we get some updates and maybe do another RetroBar video. But as it is, it's like 47% better. They improved a lot of things, so thanks Microsoft for that, but still, give us access to some stuff so we can break things. And before we go, I want to remind everybody that we have our mouse pads and our desk mats on sale for 50% off. I think I might have sold the last one of these. Yep, sold out. But I do have more of the Linux Tux. Look at the serious business penguin right there. Not messing around. Yeah, you get those $10? You kidding me? So yeah, go over there and grab one of these. And we also have a few other things on sale. Like these are half price. 3360 flawless sensor. Feels really good. So head on over to epicpants.com and I'll see you in the comments.